as you learn to be more now, which is also a matter of being new, well, the now is new, the now is wow. When you're really now, wow. Remember that children are like that? Every moment is new, everything is fresh, everything is like wow. But then we get used to the routine. Then we forget who we really are. We forget to ask questions because we just have to follow orders. And that's the beginning of the end. That's when we fall victim to the sins of the world, so to speak. Because we become conditioned, we become programmed to function like a machine. But, and that's the good news, we're not children anymore, and we can remember. We are not in school anymore. I mean, we are in school, but it's a different kind of school. Not with the traditional teachers, you need to sit still, just do your homework. This kind of school that now begins is a matter of us learning or remembering who I really am. How do I learn the best way? What do I want to learn? Who am I really? How can I remember that? How can I really be myself? How can I be more free? Instead of just being caught up in the routine of paying bills, of struggling every day to make ends meet and dealing with people who many times are difficult, and I don't want to deal with that because everybody in this world, we all want to have it easy, we all want to have it good, we all have our standards and expectations based upon what we want from others. But through this, we're not really seeing what is. We only see what we want to see. I also want to draw attention to what that means, which is open your eyes. When something stimulates you in a bad way, don't just react. Especially don't blame, which is very easy to blame somebody else. But look at yourself. Look within yourself. And ask yourself, and just be still for a moment and see what's happening here. Why am I being triggered right now? And what's going on within me? Because within myself, out of that, what's here, we create the world. What I'm talking about here also are universal truths, ancient truths. I've taken those on, I've used them to kind of understand the whole issue better. And hopefully I can bring that in somewhat of a perspective where it also makes sense to you, where you can do something with that. Change begins when you open your eyes to that which is new, when you become new, when you let go of that which you are attached to, which one thing we all are attached to, and that's one of the problems in this world, we are attached to being right. And we all think we are right. In a way, we all are right in our own mind. I mean, if everybody believes they're right and everybody is right, well, what's missing here is that people are listening to each other, or that people are not listening to each other. That's why we are like this. That's why people are attached to their opinions and their viewpoints. And that's why people argue, which I always think it's nonsensical. I mean, we don't need to argue, because arguments are also a form of violence. We are arguing with the other person because we think they're wrong. Just like, when we invade another country because we're trying to impose our views onto them, we interfere with their ways of being and their ways of living. But then also war has another agenda, which is resources, which is about power, which is about money. And that's really the root of evil, is also greed. And in a way we all are, in a certain degree, greedy, not in terms of just money and wanting things for ourselves, but we're greedy in that we want what we want, how we want it, when we want it. I think it has to do with, as children, we never really had the chance, we never really took the time to be understood, to listen to, because children are also very opinionated already. Children are very aware. Children know exactly who they are. But the problem is, nobody's really listening to children. Children are told, that's the way, you need to do this and this and this, and don't think for yourself anymore and just follow orders. And so there's a war, there's a struggle taking place, because this is unnatural. Children don't want to be told what to do. Like my son always said to his sister when she was giving him a hard time, he said, "You're not the boss of me." And I think nobody wants that. Nobody wants a boss. But we get used to it. That's a hierarchy, that's a bureaucracy, that's the pyramid, basically. On top of the pyramid, they are the most powerful, they control everything. And at the bottom down, if you go down on the pyramid, they are those who just do all the work. We never question that, because we as spiritual beings come into this world, and that's the way of this world. And it's been a long process, an evolutionary process that's leading up to a point. The point of no return we already passed many, many, many decades, especially with Industrial Revolution. or pollution, industrial pollution. And we've become we've been stripped of our humanity, and technology has taken over. And the system that we serve is like the matrix. It's like a computer matrix, a computer program where everybody functions according to their role. And we also serve the marketplace, and we are told freedom is a matter of do your job, do a good job, get money, then you can buy things and you can have fun in life. That's what we all look for. But what happened to life, the quality of life? What happened to virtues? What happened to God? How can God exist in a world like this? How can love exist in a world like this, where we are just looking for relationships and we're going from partner to partner based upon our own expectations and judgments of what we need in another person? What has this to do with love? It has become a product, just like God has become a product. And happiness, we do things which then promise us, a certain degree of happiness, and we all look for that, which is also an industry, like the entertainment industry. Like also education is also an industry to indoctrinate children with knowledge. But real knowledge, that is really something very, very different. And that's something like lies within us. The truth lies within each and every one of us. That's the key, that's the fact, that's the truth. And this truth will set us free. This truth you cannot get from any teacher, from any guru, from any book, not even from me. But you can find it only by looking within yourself, by really listening within yourself, by really paying attention to what's going on here, and to being more truthful, to being more aware of what's going on in here. And even though some things are very uncomfortable and difficult, and I know what I'm talking about here because there's also something in me that I need to look at that is not so nice. But it's important because that's the truth, that's your theme. And that's just like the theme of human history, which repeats itself because we human beings haven't learned anything. Or rather, we cannot really learn anything in a system that is like a machine, like the Matrix, which controls everything. Because the machine doesn't learn. The machine just evolved in terms of faster computers, better technology, more surveillance. People are more controlled while given the illusion of freedom. We don't have time. Everything is faster. And we have been evolving in this sense. But our humanity hasn't evolved. Our spirituality, actually, we have lost that a long time ago. That's why we go to churches and pray to God. Which I'm not necessarily saying is something bad. But God is really something completely different. Life is really something that we're here at the verge of learning something about. And I'm not here to tell you that. I can't tell you that. I'm not in the position to do that. Actually, nobody is in the position to do that. But I'm here to draw attention to that you can figure it out yourself, and you need to figure it out yourself. To set yourself free from that which is controlling you. To let go of that. To realize that, not only you are free, we all are free. We just have become unfree because we serve the system. But the system which is controlling this world, the matrix, the machine, it's coming to an end. Because this world is very, very sick. And it's gotten sicker over the years. And I don't know how many years there are left in this world. How many decades. And we cannot change that. We're not here to change that. That's not in our powers. Because this struggle of injustice, we cannot win it through war. We cannot win it through a revolution. There is actually no winning. There's only a letting go. And realizing that, it's time to reconnect ourselves to our true nature. To our consciousness, to become conscious actually, because our consciousness creates our reality. And if you're just conscious of the war, if you're conscious of the corrupt politicians, if we are conscious of all the terrible things that are happening, or we're just conscious of, I need to work, I need to do this in order to, otherwise I have no food, and I don't have time, and I need to make a good impression so my boss will like me, so I will get a promotion, and we're just so caught up in this system, caught up in the box of this is how you think. And we learn that. We are trained this way as soon as we come into this world. That we really totally forget who we are. And I'm here to let you know that it's time to remember that. That is really the new revolution of this world that begins with an evolution from within, as we realize our true essence. As spiritual beings, as energy beings, because everything is energy. And our real energy, which you can see in children, they have so much energy they don't even want to go to sleep. It is taken from them because they are then told, yeah, you need to now follow the routine, then you go to school, then you do your homework, and then you can go play, and if you're being a good boy, a good little girl, then you get pocket money, then you can buy yourself things, and that's the way for everyone. And over the years and years of conditioning, we slowly fall asleep. And we do what everybody's doing. Even though we're told that individuality is a matter of, yeah, you can get a tattoo, or you can take on this belief system, or you can follow this religious doctrine, or you can choose these kind of clothes, or live in this country, or that's what we learn about freedom. But what has been really taken of us, our true identity, our real energy, which has been used then to just basically fuel the system. Our energy is being used so the system can function. The industry can function. We support the industry, which basically destroys everything. Which is very ironic and very crazy and very insane if you think about that. So it's time to really wake up from this illusion. And the time for that is now.